So you're wanting to move to Boise, Idaho, but you haven't yet discovered Eagle, Idaho. This video is gonna pit the two against each other, Boise versus Eagle, the culinary scene, the schools, the crime, the traffic, everything that is Eagle, Idaho and Boise, Idaho, whether it's the shopping, whether it's the distances to things, everything you wanna know about these two. So buckle up, we're gonna discover all that's Boise, Idaho versus Eagle, Idaho. So the truth of the matter is Boise's food scene is still king. You're gonna find a lot more diversity up down here. You're gonna find a lot more options. This place across the street, this is the Warehouse. Inside the Warehouse, there's a ton of restaurant choices. You know, there's Paddles Up Poke, there's barbecue, there's waffles, there's Japanese food, there's a bar, there's all sorts of things in there to take part in. So that's pretty cool. This is Bodo area, so we have a ton of options to eat at. When it comes to shopping in Boise, I mean, down these two streets, this comes off the freeway. You have Winco, you have Whole Foods, you have restaurants. Boise itself has a couple Targets, has a few Home Depots, plenty of Walmarts, plenty of Albertsons, all those stores and shopping. Like if you're in Boise, you're gonna find what you need in plenty of locations. When it comes to grocery shopping in Eagle, you do have to either get your groceries at Albertsons or Winco and Eagle. You'll find yourself going to Costco in North Meridian. You might find yourself going to Church and Star or Church in North Meridian type of thing. The options in Eagle aren't as plentiful, if you will, but honestly, when it comes to it, I would take the feel of Eagle over Boise. Boise's city, and Eagle's definitely small town boutique. So for every Jack, there's a Jill, but for me, Eagle fits me. Depending on where you're coming from, you might like Boise. I have found that most people who are seeking a little bit more conservative life come into Idaho, they're finding themselves in Eagle more than Boise if we compare those two cities alone. How does Eagle's food scene, restaurant, shop stack up against Boise? Well, it actually has quite a bit to offer, a little bit more spread out than Boise, but when it comes to groceries, we've got Winco, Albertsons, Fred Meyer's just up the hill from Eagle in North Meridian. You've got Winco and Home Depot in the same parking lot. When it comes to restaurants, actually quite a few. Barbacoa, the restaurant that's downtown, is building actually by this developer right here in this area. A ton of restaurants like the Rib Shack, like Bodacious Pig, Coins, Crave, this Davino's. There's a ton of different things coming, and Eagle is growing a ton right now. It is where the money's at, and so a lot of these stores, a lot of these restaurants are coming in.
Hey Brian, so we just talked about the food life downtown Boise. What about other entertainment? Are there any venues?
Good. Yeah, so we just ate at the Warehouse that I pointed out in the video. And like when I last ate there was for the Nate Bargatze, he's a comedian, concert down there at the Idaho Central Credit Union Arena. It's where they play hockey as well. And so you'll find that Boise has an event on a weekend, right? So there might be, I don't know, 12 concerts in the summer, right? There's a few different venues, but it's not like you're in LA where there is quite literally 7 options on any given weekend. I mean, sheer population, that makes sense, right? So when it comes to events, far less. Sports teams, we have, you know, college and minor leagues, but no pros. So there is a trade-off with the population, but heck, it also comes with, you know, the things you're seeking for here in conservative Idaho. Coming from out of state, you might be wondering about our hospitals and what we offer. Can we handle trauma? Can we handle NICUs? Can we handle your biggest problems? I'm here to tell you we can. We're gonna dive into Boise versus Eagle and the location and proximity and what they provide. We used to live in Eagle, and for us, when we'd come to give birth or, you know, doctor's appointments for follow-ups, we'd be here at St. Luke's. NICU is incredible in this St. Luke's. If you're gonna be going for trauma, rumor has it on the street from one doctor I talked to that St. Al's is your best bet for that. They both have emergency, you know, ambulance services and things like that. What I've heard is St. Al's is also known for its lungs and its heart. Those are things I've read and researched as well. But both systems are great. St. Luke's is actually the larger of the two. It's one of the largest employers in the state. St. Luke's has 3 main locations here downtown Boise. They have one off Eagle Road, which is the road that goes from the freeway up to Eagle Road. And they also have one in Nampa off the Midland exit. Those are their 3 main ones. St. Al's has 1 main one. That is located off Curtis Road and the 184. That's in Boise as well. And both of them have smaller little hospitals, you know, with family doctors and things like that around the valley. So if you're in Eagle, you're gonna be 15 minutes to the Nampa St. Luke's. You're gonna be 15 minutes to the Eagle Road St. Luke's. You'll be 20, 25 minutes to this Boise St. Luke's. St. Al's is a little bit further to get to just because they have less locations. St. Al's does have some cancer treatment stuff, so does St. Luke's, but for the most part, if you're in a serious cancer situation, you will be going down to Salt Lake. St. Al's locations, they have one off of Curtis and the freeway, and they also have one off of Garrity and the freeway. So those those are the two main ones servicing Boise area and the Nampa area. Is the traffic in Boise and Eagle the same? I'm gonna tell you, Eagle Road and the freeway can be pretty comparable, as you can see right here in this aerial shot of the freeway. Now, it's not always this clean, it's not always this free flowing. Eagle Road, you know, can be a 30-minute trip to go 4 or 5 miles. That's probably our extent of our biggest traffic, but that's not Eagle itself, that's just getting from the freeway to Eagle. And then once you're in Eagle, traffic-wise, it is pretty smooth sailing. You might have a few cars here and there, but you're not gonna have anything bumper to bumper. Niche.com puts Boise High School at an A rating. I'm gonna tell you, if I had my choice, I would probably putting them in a West Ada school. I'd probably go into Eagle High myself. That's because I'm super biased, right? I grew up in the West Ada School District, love it, love the ratings over there. You can find all sorts of ratings, you know, whether it's the schools in Boise, we've got, you know, Maple Grove Elementary. In the southwest part of Boise, we've got Hillsdale Elementary, we've got South Junior High, North Junior High, Fremont, LaBois, all these junior highs, Boise, Capital, Bora, Timberline, those are the high schools. When it goes to West Ada, you've got Eagle, Mountain View, Meridian, Owyhee, Rocky Mountain. Those are the schools over there for the high school. Again, you can find all those ratings. They're probably on your screen right now. You're probably seeing a lot of these schools from district to district are pretty highly competitive. Remember, niche.com or greatschools.org base their ratings on class sizes, on national standardized tests, diversity, all these different things. So you have to put weight into those school ratings for as much as you want to, but remember, people care about those. And so you might not care as much or might think it's a bad rating system, but remember, the money that follows in the real estate world is people want to put their kids in good schools and they care a lot about these ratings. I have my beefs with them, but real estate wise, just stepping back, you have to realize they carry value, and that's what you care about in your house, is the value it's gonna have once you sell. Real quick, wanted to introduce myself. My name is Brian Hymas. If you haven't seen me before, I'm a real estate agent here in the Boise Valley. Guys, if you're moving here in the next 9 days, 90 days, 9 months, whatever it is, I would love to help you out, put you on the Buying in Boise blueprint. There's no better compliment I get from you than a phone call, text, or email at the number or email on your screen. If you are interested in moving here, please reach out. We'll get you started on the Buying in Boise blueprint. It's tried, tested, it's fast, easy, efficient, and it puts you up with an Idaho license plate, an Idaho driver's license that gets you living the Idaho dream. So if that's your thing, 9 days, 9 months, anything, give me a call. Let's do this. I know I'm comparing Eagle to Boise, and the weather of those two places is almost identical. You're not gonna find much difference besides them being, 8 miles apart. But real quick, we're dead of December right now. There's leaves on this tree. If we were to go to eastern Idaho or northern Idaho right now, we'd have our snow clothes on. I'm in a jacket. We have some trees with leaves on them. Cameraman right now is on green grass. Just shows you the difference of what we're looking at from eastern Idaho and northern Idaho compared to Boise. I know I've told this story before, but when we were traveling back from eastern Idaho in October, huge, we came from snow in eastern Idaho, and then we had a huge windstorm the whole way home, like 20 miles outside of Boise. All of a sudden the wind stopped. So it's like this little haven. The weather's so much better here. It's even more mild than Salt Lake City. Yeah, you can see that it's winter. There's no trees on a lot of, no leaves on a lot of trees, but really 40 degrees probably right now. And while I'm a tidbit cold, it's pretty manageable. I want to talk about this inversion that's happening right now. A lot of people come to town and ask me, what is the inversion? What does it feel like? Does it feel like LA smog? Like, what is it? And so this is it. This just feels like an overcast day. This is a very light inversion. If you get above the clouds, you'll go up to the ski hill and have a sunny day. But when all is said and done, the inversion is just clouds that come, trap what's going on down here in this little bubble, and a rainstorm, a windstorm will take it away. And right now this is pretty light. Sometimes it feels like fog, right? So it feels like you can't see more than a half mile, but this is a pretty light inversion. This is it. So I want to show you what an inversion is, because everyone's asking, what's the inversion like? This is what it's like. We find ourselves in the foothills of Boise, and I want to ask you a question. Which real estate goes for more, Boise's or Eagle? Well, it's actually a resounding Eagle. This is a very nice part of Boise. Like, it's super quiet, it's super nice out here. I've got Table Rock right here. I can see the Capitol building here. I can see the Boise State football stadium here. Like, it's this awesome area. In fact, right around the corner is the largest home sale price in the last 12 months here in Boise. It was $3.6 million. It came in at just under 10,000 square feet, 6 beds, like 6.5 baths, 0.62 acres, like in a nice home. It's gated. We are not filming there because we got a dirty glare from someone driving by, but we're here showing you the beautiful homes. I mean, these homes are super nice. These are, $2 million plus. Super nice areas. Breaking down Eagle and Boise's home prices. When you compare the two, you're gonna find any home price you want in either place. This is Eagle, Idaho, this is Riverstone Sub. So in this subdivision, for example, you can find 800, 900, I even have had a 1.4 under contract in this neighborhood itself. But you can find the same thing in Boise, right? It's just averages, medians, low prices, high prices that we're talking about. Surprisingly, there was a sub $200,000 home sale in Boise. The median home price in Boise is $500,000, and then the max home price in the last 12 months was $3.6 million. Compare that to Eagle. So Eagle's low price in the last 12 months, it was $380,000. Median price is $860,000 and all the way up to $6.4 million in Eagle. Now, when you keep in mind the median home prices in Eagle, you'll see those fluctuate anywhere from about $850,000 to $950,000 in the last 2 years. That's what we've seen. But really, it's just what you're gonna get for your money, right? So when you compare Eagle to Boise, this subdivision in particular, when we just saw the common area here, you saw a clubhouse, you saw a weightlifting room, you saw the pool, you saw the fireplace, outdoor fireplace, you see the water, you see the beautiful terraced entries, you see homes on the water, all sorts of things. And you can find this in Boise. This would just cost you probably a little bit more if you're downtown and a little bit less if you're West Boise or something like that. Really, when you take Boise, Boise's so huge. I mean, it's got like 7 or 8 zip codes in it. That's huge for us. Eagle has 1 zip code. So you're taking the general consensus of those stats, right? The big question is, can you actually find a bit of acreage in Idaho? Many people come and they have these dreams of getting all this land, and eventually their budget tells them they can't get that much land. But I'm here to tell you there's over 85 properties that are acreage properties here in Boise for sale right now. So are you gonna end up in a subdivision? Are you gonna be able to get some land? Well, it really depends on your budget. So the median home price for acreage homes in Boise itself is over $600,000. It's $637,000. So there are chances for you to get acreage. You just have to decide how much land you want, where you want it, how big do you want your house, how small do you want your house. I mean, there was a home that sold for $100,000 that was a junker, but at least it had an acre of land. So you can find, you know, $2-3 million if you want that new house, 5, 6, 7,000 square feet. And that is very much doable. I mean, if you take a look around here, they're just building into the mountainside. These homes go for a ton of money. They excavate, they build, they're super nice custom homes. There's not a lot to dislike except for the 10 minutes it is to get up the hill to get you home. Did you know that Boise actually sold more homes with acreage in the last 12 months than Eagle? However, Eagle's acreage sizes are generally speaking larger. In fact, where we stand right now is a place north of Floating Feather Road. Everything north of Floating Feather is a guaranteed 5 acres or more in the whole city of Eagle. The acreages range from 1 to 29 acres. In Boise, we got all the way up to 16 acres. In Eagle, there was an actual home sale of 1 acre that sold for $500,000 with 3 beds and 2 baths. There's also a home that sold for $6.4 million. We've already covered that one on Heron Point. That's in 2 Rivers. It was over an acre, and it's an awesome home. We're gonna take a look at that one. And last stat for you, the median home price for acreage in Eagle is $1.6 million. This neighborhood, for example, this home is probably in that low range of 1.5. This is a 5-acre lot. But a lot of these homes go for $2.5, $3 million. I've even seen higher than $4 million in this neighborhood. While Boise might be losing in a ton of different areas, it is not losing when it comes to its parks and rec. Let me explain here. One of the coolest things that the city of Boise has done is include a ton of parks, whether it's Catherine Albison Park, where we are at, Julia Davis, Barber, Morrison Park, or all the other parks around the town. There are a ton of parks, whether it's huge parks or parks in every neighborhood. You will find a ton of green open space in the city of Boise. You've got a ton of options, whether it's Barber Park to start your Boise River float, or whether it's Camelback to see the Boise skyline, the old penitentiary to see some history, Birds of Prey to see the awesome birds out there in South Boise. Boise is a gathering place for a lot of Basque people. There's a Basque Center downtown. Boise is super close to Lucky Peak, where you go boating. 30 minutes from downtown is Bogus Basin, where we ski. Julia Davis Park, Botanical Gardens. MK Nature Center is a cool place to visit when you're on the Greenbelt, to go from the Greenbelt, hop in, see some sweet, sweet huge fish, come on out. Freak Alley is something that most out-of-towners and out-of-staters go and see. Boise River Greenbelt. We find ourselves at the train depot. This place is iconic for Boise. The first shot we had in this little section was down Capitol Boulevard from the train depot. One thing that's cool about the elevation of Boise is it's somewhere around 2750. It is 2753 elevation. That's where we're at in Boise. But this place is cool. This place, actually the venue itself now has been turned into like a wedding reception center, like a little venue. You can grab lunch inside. We just saw a train go by. I've never seen that all my life here. I've been to this place quite a few times, but the beauty of this building is awesome. It sits up on a hill looking down at Boise's downtown. Awesome venue. You want to know one of the coolest things about Eagle is really what's inside. It's the parks, it's the access to the bike park, Everything that Eagle has is at your fingertips. You're also not too far away of a drive for things like Stanley or McCall or Redfish Lake, things like that. But inside Eagle, Idaho, Gerber Park, Merle Park, Heritage Park, the Greenbelt, the Boise River. There are so many things that you can do here in Eagle, and that's just a sliver of all the parks. You can see more parks on your screen as I'm talking. There are literally so many green spaces, and it's higher end, it's well kept, it's kept up by the city and by the state. Really good access to recreation and parks here in Eagle, Idaho. Another real quick thing about Eagle's attractions is the things you can do. We've already talked about Eagle Island State Park, Gateway Park, Firebird Raceway, which is on the border of Eagle and Star. Tons of golf. Really, there's Shadow Valley. My favorite local course is Shadow Valley. That one's here in Eagle. You got Banbury Golf Course. You got a golf course in Star that's on the other side of the road from Eagle. And you also have Eagle Hills Golf Course that's right here in the center of Eagle. It's about a half mile away from here. A ton to do for a town of only 30,000 residents. We find ourselves in the historic Harrison Boulevard. This is famous for Boise. This one, along with Warm Springs Avenue, are two of the most historical and popular streets we have in Boise. This one's iconic because of the wide lots, the center median. Halloween time, this place is hopping with a ton of decorations. Christmas time, not so much. I wouldn't call this place hopping. Although you'll find some decor and lights. This place also goes up to Bogus Basin, so if you're paying attention to some of these cars, they'll come back with skis and snowboards on their racks on their cars. But really, this is just a fun, picturesque 1900 type style home that's been renovated. And really the homes inside, I mean, these things go for, some of these homes that are for sale, $2-3 million bucks. So the ones that haven't been renovated can find on the cheaper end, the low ones. But this is really an iconic, famous place, Harrison Boulevard in downtown. It's a little bit north of downtown Boise, but this is like as good as it gets for some of those doctors and people who are working downtown. This is wide lots, big lots for easy commute. Fun facts of little known use. Boise was the capital since 1864. Lewiston and Idaho City were capitals before that. Idaho City is almost no one there. There's no one living there. My brother-in-law lives there. How's that? But Boise is also known as the city of trees. This place is, legend has it, says it was Le Bois, French for like the bush or like trees and things like that. Anyway, city of trees because we're built in a desert and the river runs right through it, and along the river, this is very lush, and fly above it, you'll see a ton of trees. But Boise, city of trees, state capital since 1864. Fun facts of little known use. We're actually done filming, and I said, I gotta talk about the weather. 35 degrees out right now. This is bearable. My jacket, long sleeve tee, totally fine. We've been out here filming for hours and totally fine. Second thing, guys, is the community. Eagle's community is awesome. The people are awesome, whether it's Eagle Fun Days, Eagle Rodeo, or Christmas parades, whatever it is. The people here are unmatched. I love it. The people who are coming here are like-minded. You are gonna love Eagle. Welcome to Eagle. Make yourself an Idahoan. All right, so if you're wondering which one would I choose, Boise or Eagle, guys, it's gotta be an easy choice. It's easy choice for me. It's Eagle. 9 times out of 8, I'm gonna choose Eagle. It's that great. If you're looking for more on Eagle, go visit the next video, pros and cons of living in Eagle, Idaho, and go check it out because Eagle is the best place, and I will see you on the next one. If you're looking for buying or selling, guys, I'm your guy. If you can move in the next 9 days, 9 months, I would love to help you out. So give me a call at the number on your screen or give me an email, and we will get you on the building in Boise blueprint to get you set up for living in Boise or Eagle right here. I believe the population, I believe the elevation is somewhere around 2753. It is 2753 square. It is 2750. Try that again. Ready? Ready? Oh my gosh. Guys, real quick, I wanted to, this is like the most common thing I have. I don't know why I'm struggling here. So you think you're moving to Boise, but you haven't, sorry, this is normal, so come back with me. All right, when we talk about, so let's dive into all that, let's see here. Did you know? Am I going? Okay.